A man's been arrested after an 8-year-old girl and her father were seriously injured when they were shot in a car in Ladbroke Grove yesterday evening.
Also present in the car were a 2-year-old child and a 32-year-old woman who were thankfully unharmed. I want to take this opportunity now to thank the members of the public who came to the aid of those who were injured last night.
I've been speaking to people here who were shocked by what happened and say a particular source of anxiety for them is that they don't know whether this was a targeted or random attack.
Also ahead this Monday, a huge response to our BBC London investigation on the soaring cost of service charges for leaseholders. You've been getting in touch and we'll try and answer some of your questions. Plus, swapping one front line for another. We meet some of the armed forces veterans being recruited to join the NHS. Plus...
Whoa, easy, no, go around, let's gotta go around, surely.
Bumpy landings, flight cancellations and train disruption as Storm Bert causes chaos for travellers. We'll bring you, hopefully, a calmer weather forecast. I'm Nikki Ford. 3 people remain in custody after a man suffered a heart attack following an alleged assault on Westminster Bridge. The Met Police say the man remains in hospital in a critical condition. Initial reports suggested the man had been stabbed. Now, there are warnings of disruption to rail services due to the severe weather caused by Storm Bert. Southern Rail says there will be cancellations to some peak services, meaning fewer trains running to London Bridge and London Victoria. There is still disruption to Great Western trains at Paddington, and Network Rail has warned that there'll be no trains to Stansted until 2 p.m. The advice is to check before you travel. Union members who work on the Elizabeth line will walk out on New Year's Eve over a pay dispute. RMT staff from the control room wanted improved pay and conditions. TFL says if the strike goes ahead, Elizabeth line services would still be available, but they may be busier than normal. Now, former members of the armed forces are being encouraged to take up careers in the NHS as allied health professionals. Alex Oliver served in the Royal Navy and switched careers to work at Guy's and St Thomas's Hospital. NHS England wants more to follow to ease recruitment issues. And armed forces personnel often have transferable skills.
We would deal with things like fires and floods, actually more routinely than one might expect. And similarly here we have emergencies involving, patients, maybe a bleed, maybe a respiratory arrest. Different but the same in terms of your approach, staying calm, communicating effectively, and knowing you can rely on your team.
CCTV cameras are to be installed at a further 15 bus shelters across London to help women feel safer. Transport for London says the technology will be trialled for 12 months at locations with high footfall, quiet areas, high crime spots and places where people have reported feeling unsafe. The Metropolitan Police will be able to access live footage. Southwark Council is calling for an immediate ban on bidding wars over rental properties in the area. It's calling on estate agents to stop pitting tenants against one another and has pledged to write to letting agents in the area that have not agreed to end the exploitative practice. And something I didn't think I would be saying, a rare breed of blood-sucking leech is being bred at London Zoo for the first time in a bid to save the species from extinction. They'll eventually release them into the wild. There's been a decline in the number of medicinal leeches due to changes in land use, freshwater pollution and pesticides.